Hi folks, Aaron Schmidt, family lawyer. Happy New Year. So today we're talking about preparing for your first meeting with a family lawyer and some basic things you're going to want to think about in getting ready for that meeting. The first thing is you're going to have to ask yourself, do I even need to meet with a lawyer? And many times the answer is actually no. There are many good options available for people in the province of British Columbia to deal with a separation or breakdown of a marriage or common law relationship without even speaking to a lawyer. Firstly, what comes to mind are the BC Family Justice Counselor services that are available at most court registries throughout the province. And this involves typically a social worker who will work through issues pertaining to parenting arrangements and child support. They will not deal with issues of spousal support or division of property or debt, but you can engage a family justice counselor for issues respecting your children. You can also engage a private mediator who may or may not be a lawyer, but that person would speak with both you and your spouse, and the goal would be to use that person to get a final agreement between the two of you on issues respecting the breakdown of your relationship. And both of those options that I've just enumerated may be good ones for you without even speaking to a lawyer at first instance. However, if you do feel you need legal advice, your gut tells you you need to go speak to a lawyer or should get some advice. So what are the things that you might want to think about before speaking to that lawyer? Well, the things you're going to want to think about are the facts of your relationship with the other person. So when you met, when you separated, when you got married, so key dates, obviously who your kids are. And lots of times the firm will have that you're meeting with, or the law office that you've made an arrangement to speak to a lawyer at, will send you, the prospective client, a form at the outset of your communication with them. And you're going to fill out a form, and that could be different. That's oftentimes different from firm to firm. But the essence is the same, which is they're trying to gather some information from you, names, birth dates, when you met, health conditions, immigration status, criminal history, history of family violence, all that sort of stuff, so that the firm has that quickly available to them when you meet with the lawyer at first instance. And then really, your first meeting with any lawyer is, regardless if you're paying a fee to meet with that lawyer or not, it's an initial consultation, and it's a meeting between you and the lawyer, primarily to give you, the clients, at minimum, some initial advice about your family law matter, wherever it sits at that moment. It could be a fresh separation that's occurred, or maybe you and your spouse have been separated for some time. Maybe you have an existing lawyer already and looking to maybe get a second opinion on your matter. There are a whole host of reasons why you might speak with a lawyer for the first time about your family law matter. But again, the goal is for the lawyer to assess all the facts of your case in an effective and efficient way in that first meeting, and for the lawyer to give you, at minimum, legal advice, verbally, or certainly following up in writing if they don't have an instant answer for you, about what you need to do next or what you should do next in order to efficiently and effectively manage your separation so as to mitigate additional unnecessary costs down the road and hopefully resolve things as quickly and easily as possible. Oftentimes when I'm engaged for folks as their lawyer, people get the impression that it's gloves off and litigation on, and that's not my approach, and it's not the approach of most family lawyers across the province or elsewhere for that matter. The goal of family lawyers writ large, from my experience, has been to help their respective client get legal advice and help them really get across the finish line. That may happen sooner or later. There's lots of variable circumstances. But really, again, coming back to that first meeting, it's an opportunity for you to have a candid conversation with someone who practices family law, to get an honest take on your case and your matter, and at least think about that going forward. You're not obligated to retain that lawyer going forward, and the lawyer shouldn't be putting pressure on you at that first meeting to retain him or her in any event, you should be given time to contemplate what that lawyer has told you and make an informed decision about what you want to do next. But lastly, what I want to say is that first meeting with a lawyer is an opportunity for you as the prospective client to determine if that relationship with that potential lawyer that you might work with is going to work. Is that a relationship that, if worst case scenario, your case extends for years because maybe you have an unreasonable ex-spouse and maybe the lawyer on the other side's difficult. You're going to be working with this lawyer closely for the next 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, maybe even longer, God forbid. Is this someone that you would like working with? Is this someone you feel comfortable communicating with? Is this someone who gives you the impression is going to take your matter seriously? And likewise, are you going to be able to communicate freely with this person? And not all relationships work out regardless of how qualified that lawyer might be. Maybe just the style, communication style, other factors, just intangible factors, might lead you, the client, to think, well, maybe this person's a really good, talented lawyer, but it's just not going to work for me. So you, the client, have the right to make that choice. And likewise, the lawyer too does have the right to determine if that relationship is going to work long term. So choose, I guess in choosing a lawyer, use that first meeting really as an opportunity to, number one, have your facts heard and get some legal advice. And number two, think about, if I do need a lawyer, is this a relationship that is going to work for me long term? So thank you for watching, and again, Happy New Year, and look forward to talking to you soon.